today we will discuss about the creation of SRR in smart tech software. In this session, I will give you an idea regarding the SRR process and implementation, as well as we will see the working of SRR. Before start, I would like to give you an idea and concept that why we are needing SRR and how it works. SRR implementation, before the SRR implementation actually, our agents were submitting booking in smart tech software, and they will need approval on their bookings each and every time when they submit from the principal office. But when we have implemented the SRR process, now if they are having multiple bookings in their hand with the same POL and POD and same rates, what they are doing, they are creating one SRR, and with the help of the SRR they are submitting bookings in the smart tech software, and their bookings will get approved instantly and automatically. Now they are not waiting for the approval. Now they are not chasing the trade person in the principal office. So without wasting time, let's start with the process that how we can create SRR. This is the smart tech software, and in front of your screen you can see that sort of dashboard, right? For the SRR, you just need to go into the transaction tab, then you can go into the revenue guideline, and you can find SRR option. Actually, I have logged in one of our account from agent of India, right? This is the screen of SRR where we need to put some information regarding our booking, and we need to update the details. And once we have updated all the details in the SRR form, then we will need to contact the principal office to get it approved. Once it get approved, then we can submit booking. Okay. In the SRR form, first we have the from date till date. That means it shows the validity of the SRR, right? For example, if I'm creating an SRR for right, so we need to submit and give the dates. For example, if we are creating SRR for the entire month, where the rates will be same, and we are forecasting that we would have some number of bookings. So we can create SRR for the entire month, like from 1st September of till 30th September, right? But make sure one thing, uh, the sailing date the sailing date should be fall between these dates of the SRR, right? Alright, so we just need to make sure, as I said earlier, we need to make sure that the sailing date should be fall between these date of time. Okay, then we need to select currency. Either we are dealing in USD or Euro. Most of the time we are dealing in USD, so just select USD. Then we need to put POL free days and POD free days, right? Most usually the POD and POL free days are 14, so just considering it 14. Then we have to select POL, port of loading, right? Let's assume the cargo is going to be loaded from Cochin, India, right? Then if there is any transshipment port involved, then you need to put transshipment port over here, just like Jebel Ali, right? Then POD. Okay. Uh, Here we need to make sure one thing more, that the POD and POD would be remain be the same if there is no ICD port involved. But in case of the ICD ports, we need to put POFD, that means port of final destination, the ICD port name, right? For example, if we are sending the cargo to India, where number of ICD ports are available, so the C port should be POD and the ICD port should be POFD. Okay. Then we would have a booking party and remarks column. Okay, in case of the particular one booking, we can put booking party name. Otherwise, if we have multiple bookings and we are creating an SRR, so what we can do is we need to keep booking party and remarks column as blank. Okay, so I'm keeping that columns are blank. Then we have freight type. Usually we have four conditions. Actually, this is the agreement with the shipper. First we have subject to both TSC. That means freight charges are not including the terminal handling costs at both ends, right? Second condition is freight including LTHC but subject to DTHC. That means freight charges are including the terminal handling cost at port of loading, but the consignee should pay the terminal handling cost of destination separately. The third condition would be for freight including DTSC but subject to LTSC. That means freight charges are including the terminal handling cost at destination, but shipper has to pay the terminal handling cost at port of loading separately. In the last, we have freight including LTSC and DTSC. That means freight charges are including the terminal handling cost at both ends, right? So the conditions are visible on the screen, and we just need to put or select one condition as per the agreement with the shipper or consignee. Okay. Then we have the type, the cargo type. Either we are sending the cargo is non-DG, DG or flexi. If we are sending the cargo, if the cargo is DG or flexi, so we need to add the DG surcharge or flexi surcharge in the freight amount. Okay. First we will discuss about the non-DG. If the cargo is non-DG, so just put non-DG over here and then mention the freight charges. For example, 500 for the 20 feet. And if we are um, creating an SRR for 20 feet and 40 feet both, so we need to mention the 40 foot container freight charges, just like that. But in case of the DG or flexi, what do we need to do? We need to add the DG surcharge or flexi surcharge in the freight amount. For example, if the freight is 500 for 20 footer container and the DG surcharge is $50, so we need to add the amount and we need to mention just like that. Okay, but we need to make sure one thing as that it should be communicated to the principal office, to the trade person as well, so that he can have an idea about the freight charges, that why we have mentioned 550 as freight and what is the background, right? So let's assume that the cargo is non-DG. Then we have the container. For example, one container we have, and 550 is the freight charges. Okay. Then we have the slot. In slot, we would have two conditions: either the slot is paying by the agent, or it is something that the principal is the one who is paying the slot, who is arranging the slot actually. So in case of the agent, we just need to select agent over here, and then we need to mention the slot charges according to the container size. But in case of the principal, we just need to select principal over there and select carrier. For example, global feeders. Okay. And terms as well. I hope these all terms are well known to you guys, so I will not go into the deep, but we just need to select the term according to the agreement with the shipper. Sorry, my bad. According to the feeder operator. Okay. Usually and commonly we use CY as term. So let's assume that we are selecting agent and we are mentioning slot, just like that. Okay. In last we have special local charges or destination. That means uh, if we have a special customer where we need to give some special discount, so what we can do is we can mention the special discounted rate of local charges in the SRR form as well, so that the trade person can have an idea that the agent is going to give some special discount, right? You need to mention, if you want to give some discounts, you just check on that and you can mention the discounted rate for per container or per BL accordingly, right? For the 20 footer and 40 footer. But if you don't want to give some discount and you want to give standard charges or apply the standard charges, you just uncheck it, right? After that, all the information we have put in the SRR form. In the last, we have a table where we can have an idea that how many containers we have used in the SRR and how many are left, so that we can use further in other bookings. Okay, so if we see that if we have used the SRR, so the booking number will be visible in this table, and size of the container, how many containers we have used, and how many containers are remaining in this SRR. For now, we are creating one container for one unit, or for one container. So uh, it is not mandatory to reflect the details. Otherwise, it will be reflect otherwise. But in case when we are creating SRR for multiple containers or multiple bookings, so we need to sum up the volume of the quantity, right? And mention over here. For example, if we are having three bookings in our hand in a particular month, where the POL POD rates will be remain with the same, so what we can do is we can create one SRR. Okay, then we need to sum up the quantity of the containers for all the three bookings. For example, if we have three bookings and each of the booking will require five containers, so we need to mention 15 over here, right? So that 15 containers we have put it in the as a volume, right? And we can use this SRR in all the three bookings where the requirement will be fulfilled, right? So this is all the details we have updated, and now we're just going to save it. Save successfully. You can see that the message is arrived from the system that it is unapproved but saved. Okay, now we have to look forward to the trade person in the principal of it, and the SRR number is already generated by the system. So just copy that SRR number and send it to the trade person in the principal office, so that he can review all the details, and once it get approved, you can uh, move ahead to the booking part. When how you can move to the booking part once it get approved? When you search the SRR again 4345, the system will show approve, right? Then you just need to click on create booking, and you will go into the booking form. We will discuss it later. uh, until then, we look forward to get this SRR approved, right? See you then. Bye bye.